Hi, Sebastian.
Angelica. Um, Travis is not here today.
Well, I think that today is the Labor Day in USA. Probably only
Yeah.
people from Europe is going to attend. Did
Okay.
you forget
Yeah.
that? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I should have known that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. The only other one I would expect is maybe Sebastian Hahn. Sebastian Hahn. Anyway. Um. Let's make it short and quick. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think only two things from my side. That's, or actually three things we can discuss. Restore OSD today. I think 2 weeks ago I've already no replace OSD. I've already mentioned that in the Orchestration meeting, but there was no really a person to talk to. And now you're back, so I'm really glad that we can actually discuss this.
Yes. Okay.
Have a look at the August 21 meeting minutes.
Yes. Okay. There are modifications over the specifications documentation.
Yeah.
There are modifications in this documentation.
So in the meantime, I've created that pull request since August 21, the August 21 meeting. And so let's discuss it. I mean, we have the opportunity to, and let's come to an agreement of
Yes,
how it
no,
should look like.
I have seen your answer, okay, and
Hmm.
it seems that I didn't understand very well the main use case, okay, that is just to replace a disk that has been broken in one
Yeah.
host, okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, I think that the procedure, the steps, and the two API calls that we have in order to remove the disk and create a new disk in a new device reusing the OSD it, I think that it's okay. It's obvious. So no problem
Okay.
with that. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that no concerns about that.
Because you are completely right. So I've completely erased the replace OSD call from the API because it really felt that there is no such thing as a API call for replacing OSDs because either you're destroying them or you're creating them, and only the combination of both API calls together into one virtual thing with a manual user interaction is actually some kind of replacing OSDs. So there is no such thing as a
Yeah.
If replace
You,
OSD.
you are right. You are right. I was completely wrong with my assumption. Okay, that was well. If I have spare disks, I can make the replace directly. But this is not the main use case. The main use case is that a disk has been broken, so we need to replace it, and that's all. This is what we are going to find in the field. So okay,
Yeah.
okay. For me, it's perfect. No problem.
Okay. And the other one is the OSD ID claims element in the drive group.
Well, I think that this is going to be a little bit complicated, okay? Because I think that you are trying to provide a list of OSD hits, okay, in order to replace all these OSD hits in the free devices that you are specifying in the drive group.
Yeah. What about only supporting one OSD when replacing OSDs?
I think that
Would that work?
I think that this is the right approach in this moment, okay? Because and I wanted to comment this about the drive group specification and the work that we have done in the drive groups, uh, uh, well, around drive groups, okay? I think that it really it is not solving any problem. It is adding complexity to the all the implementations, and we are not having a real value from the drive groups because think a moment in that if even when you are doing things or making examples or checking things, usually you are specifying only one device in only one host,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And this is this is the usual, the normal, and what people are doing, okay?
Yeah.
So I think that well, probably we are not doing the right thing with the drive group implementation, with the drive group abstraction, okay? I think that probably this is something that can be provided or must be implemented, for example, at the dashboard level, at the user interface. You have a list of free devices in a list of nodes, and then you can select this in different ways, okay? And I think that is just an operation that should be implemented at the user interface level.
Jean Miguel,
Yeah.
but it turns out that the workflow you just described, like choosing devices and then doing some extra options and stuff like that, is exactly what a drive group is. So if you want to make them to be exposed, if you want to expose or creation of OSDs in the dashboard, then there is basically no other way than to expose drive groups in the dashboard, because at least the drive group structure in the dashboard, because that's the way we define new OSDs. And
But in the dashboard, what you have basically what you are getting, what you need the list of devices, you are calling the orchestrator get devices or something like that, okay?
yeah,
And what you have is just a list of hosts with devices, okay? And then in that list, you know what is the state of each device, if it is used or is not used. And then the final user can select what are the disks that they want to use in order to create OSDs, okay? So it's just a selection that we are doing at the user interface level. I think that this can be translated to the orchestrator like a set of commands that are trying to create a disk in one host. Okay. Well, the order to parallelize these operations is the only problem that I see. Okay, because if you have the create OSD and the remove OSD, for example, AP calls with only one device in the core, and you need to create several disks in the same host, is something that should be parallelized. And I don't know how to solve that. But I think that the drive group is this problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And when replacing OSDs, you actually need the drive group, because things like encryption or spare drive or stuff like that. For example, if not the data device dies, but the journal device dies or the wall device, DB device dies, then
Yes, you
you
haven't got
have
the
to know
information.
you need
Yeah,
the whole drive group in order to replace one drive. Yeah, so there is really no way around um, than to pass the whole drive group for replacing OSDs.
yeah, yeah. Yes, that's true. But this means that you need to store the drive group in some path. For example, if you want to replace one OSD with encryption, okay, and the OSD is broken, completely broken, the drive group that you are going to generate for this OSD, where is the information going to be retrieved?
Yeah. So does it mean we have to store drive groups persistently?
No, what I mean is that, well, my understand is that we are using the drive group just a way to specify a selection of devices.
But
This
it's
is
actually
my,
more than that.
but in the Ceph volume command, we are, I don't see, well, one moment. The drive group specification that we are using in this moment is only for create OSDs.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's something that we are filling manually in this moment. And this information is not stored in any place. So, well, I think that it really doesn't help to make easy things. Do you understand? What I mean is that the utilization that we are having in this moment of the drive group implementation is just a way to make a selection of devices.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all. We are not storing this information in any place. So we can't retrieve this information if we want to make another thing with the same drive group.
Do we have to? Do we, for example, Dipsy already stores drive groups persistently, and also Rook kind of stores drive groups persistently in the storage element of the cluster CRD. Is it really?
But I think that in any case, it's something that it was thought just as a selection mechanism that is
Yeah.
difficult to use. It's difficult to use. It's not adding too much things so
I know.
useful. And
I know.
think another thing, another problem is that, well, in Rook, if you have the drive group in the CRD, well, this is okay, because what you have is a system that is a declarative system that is going to try to maintain the system as the CRD is specifying. But for DeepSea, or for example, for the SSH orchestrator, it is going to be something dangerous, because it's something that doesn't reflect the current state of the system.
Yeah. 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 I agree. And that's a problem that I haven't really solved mentally, except for making sure that we're not destroying OSDs, but only using it for creating OSDs or replacing one single OSD, but not for making sure that reality always matches the drive group, because it's just too dangerous.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, we can continue with the drive group specifications, and let's see what happened. But until this moment, it's just what I want to reflect, okay? Is that, in my opinion, until this moment, the drive group specification doesn't has been very useful. At the, in the reversal way, using drive groups makes things more complex, okay? And it doesn't add too much utilities, or too much things that allows me to think, oh, this is great. This feature is great, because this makes easy for me to deal with OSD operations. It's just my thought, okay?
Yeah.
That I don't know what is going to happen. Obviously, what we have in this moment is that, okay? So we can continue to work with drive groups, with programs, but I think that is something that maybe we should take in the mind to change this, in order to make things easy. Okay, if it finally it doesn't add too much functionality, maybe it's not okay. But let's see.
But is there really a way out of that prison of having drive groups persistently stored somewhere? Like for example, if you can make drive groups fairly complex, with complex selections by vendor, for example, and then free slots and stuff like that. And do you want to recreate these drive groups all the time, all over again, from a user point of view in the dashboard? I have my doubt that we can force the user to always specify everything every single time. So we have to store drive groups somewhere, and for the dashboard. And do we really want to store drive groups within the dashboard? I have my doubt that that's really the best way, because we already have drive groups stored persistently in Rook and in DeepSea, and we can, for example, do a default implementation or do a non-implementation, like always returning an empty list of drive groups, for example. That would also work. But from an enterprise user point of view, I would expect that if I have my cluster specified somehow consistently, then they need to be stored somewhere. to ease the usability of the dashboard.
Yes, I see your point. Okay. But it's something that maybe we need more information from coming from the user interface level. Okay. Because, well, if we provide at the user interface level uh, a good interface and easy to use in order to select free devices, maybe the final user is the only thing that they want. They do not mind to have the same selection stored in any place. They only want to select some devices using certain criteria in an easy way. And once we have the devices selected, to create OSDs in these devices. And this operation is going to be done probably only one time. I don't know. It's for that I am asking you that maybe we need to have feedback from the user interface level. Because
Kiefer is working on integrating the dashboard and the orchestrator right now. Kiefer from SUSE.
Kiefer. Okay. Yes.
So he is actually working on it, and the thing with the persistent drive groups actually comes from him, comes from Kiefer. That's not my idea. It's already something that comes up from the user interface.
Okay. So, but well, Kiefer is the same level as us. It's a engineering developing the system. Okay. So what I am asking is, what is the position of the real users? Do you understand? If we provide an easy way to select devices, is the same that, or for the final user, it's important to have a selection of devices stored in any place. It's going to be used again. Is something that is going to be always the same, or probably if the cluster, if in the cluster, if we are going to add new host and new devices, the selection is going to be the same. We are going to use the same criteria. So I think that what we need really in the user interface level is an easy way to select devices. And this, I think that, well, I don't know, but for me it's difficult to understand that once we have a selection of devices, why for me it's going to be important to save this selection. Obviously, if to select a set of devices is a complex operation that needs to it takes a lot of time, or is complex, seems sensible to store the result of the operation in some place, okay? But I think that the point is to provide a good interface in order to do this operation very, very easy.
I see your point. I see your point. I see your point. When is the next Ceph Developer Monthly in for Europe?
I don't
know. I think it's in mid of August.
Ceph community meeting? No. Oh. What meeting? The
Ceph Developer Monthly. So we have an APEC call on Thursday, but that really doesn't help, at least for me and for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be nice.
October the 2nd.
This is in October, the next one.
October 2nd, yeah.
Wow, I think that is
A long way to go, right?
yes. So probably we will need this information previously, or I think that it will be useful to make this to express these contents, for example, to the dashboard group. Okay. So I think
Yeah.
that on Fridays is the dashboard meeting.
Yeah.
I think this, yes,
Yeah.
dashboard C. This
Yeah.
Friday, September 6th. Okay. And
Yeah.
Kiefer probably is going to attend.
Is joining it, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's attend this meeting. Well, in my case, I'm going to attend. I think that you are attending all the times. Okay. So
Yeah,
I will.
basically, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I
It's
will
on.
be there.
I've added that to the list of topics for Friday.
Okay. Thank
It's bi-weekly, so not what's the best way to what's bi-weekly in English, in proper English?
Weekly. I don't
It's
understand.
two weekly. There is a specific word for that.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Don't. It's a difficult word. Yeah.
It's called
Domaniali or something like that.
yeah, exactly. Damn it. It's not called bi-weekly because bi-weekly can also mean 2 times a week, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Fortnightly.
Fortnightly is
For,
the
for,
word?
for, fortnightly. It's called fortnightly. Okay, I've added that to the meeting minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. And I have only one third topic left, and that's the Kubernetes events module from Paul Kasner.
Yes. Well, yes, yes. You.
So I'm a bit unhappy that this module doesn't have any testing associated with it or any way to prove that it's actually working. So we are adding yet another module there without any form of testing. But there is an effort going on to create some form of new DI in upstream Ceph that's going to test Rook and the orchestrator, and also hopefully Paul's Kubernetes events module. There was a guy from Red Hat working on that. He's called Adam K. I don't know his full name. Adam Kreitman or Adam Cray. I don't know. He's supposed to.
Well, I can ask, okay, in the to the Ceph group. Well, no, you can do also, okay. But don't worry, I will locate this this guy, okay. He's starting, or he has started with a job of doing continuous integration with Rook and Ceph. Is that
As far as I know. As far as I know, yes, yeah.
Okay, okay.
At Red Hat.
So, okay, I will locate. I think that it's a good idea to be friend of this person.
Yeah, Travis knows his name.
Okay, okay.
He's
Perfect.
back tomorrow, so that's the easiest way to locate him.
Okay, okay. So, and what do you think that? Well, I can try to help with this. I can talk with this guy and see if we need something.
No, you don't have to do anything about that. It's more about
Okay.
my impression that the Kubernetes events module from Paul Kastner really
Yeah, it's
needs
not.
some form of CI, and
Yes, yes.
we
Okay,
don't have anything in place right now.
I understand.
And I think that 1.1, Rook 1.1 is supposed to be released this week, right? If I'm not mistaken. Anyway.
Okay, tomorrow in the orchestrator huddle, we can comment this thing, maybe, or is something that is well. I think that probably is a good place tomorrow. The container huddle.
I think the community meeting is fortnightly, but the other cycle. So next week on Tuesday, the Rook
Okay,
Community Weekly.
Community meeting. Okay, okay. Yes, has been cancelled. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's everything I have. And yeah, just again, welcome back.
Okay.
I've missed you.
No, no. Are you joking?
No, seriously,
joking.
there was
Oh, yeah.
there was no one really talking in that great detail about replacing OSDs in the Orchestrator API. So
Yeah. Okay. So, well, it's good to be back. Okay.
okay,
Let's see if we can go forward with this and with Rook.
okay, then see you on hopefully Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So, goodbye,
Bye.
Sebastian. A pleasure.